Why are we always putting ourselves in a jinx at the level of governance? The ordinary citizens don't have problem because they have given up. They wake up, they don't even remember who is in power, except to the extent that those in power refuse their free movement.
But this is part
because the police is there, the army, these people are there to disturb their movement. Otherwise, they don't care about who is in power. They have taken their destinies in their
Mr.
hands.
Nnaji, you know that coming from our experience and history and to the point that we are now, the government is making deliberate attempts to improve and bring about that much needed change. If the petroleum sector is one area that it's a thorny one, and that can't be said of other sectors, for instance, don't you believe that this change is real and is happening to us?
Well, you see, when you talk about change, change is a thing that is constant. But the issue is the direction of the change. I changed my location before I came here. If I came here to be beaten, then I'm in the wrong direction and in the wrong location. Change is constant. Yet there is an element of permanence. That is a philosophical problem. Because in philosophy, you talk about change and permanence. Why is it that those who knew you 20 years ago can still recognize you as Gimba? There must be something permanent in you. Yet certain things have changed. So the issue is the change in the positive direction, or are you headed for destruction? This change mantra that they are talking about in politics, in the political circle, you can't drive change without knowledge. Because change is difficult to manage. If you start a fire, unless you are versed in fire technology, you can't stop it, ultimately.
Mr. Nnaji, there's the need to move forward. I mean, there's a serious need to move forward. But even to move forward, even to create that change, we need a spearhead. There has to be a leader. Now, there's someone who is in the seat of power, who's being considered a man of integrity, who can bring about that desired movement forward. And his handlers thought it was a good thing to let the people know the kind of person he is. What's your take on that?
You see, there is one insight that you almost, is it in your station or somewhere else I watched it? Father Kuka once said that if you are looking for somebody to repair your car, you're looking for a mechanic. And if you are looking for somebody who will deliver good governance, you probably may not be looking for a priest. Integrity is very important if it is proven. But integrity does not bring good governance. Knowledge. If you are knowledgeable, integrity becomes a factor in that knowledge. Because if you know what is good and you decide to do the wrong thing, you will have pernicious punishment of your conscience. Because that knowledge has sharpened your conscience. If you are a medical doctor and you have a patient before you, you are a surgeon, you are not likely to look for a butcher's knife to dissect that person because you have knowledge of what you ought to do. And then professional ethics. So when you have no business in governance because you completely is bereft of any cerebral content, what you have is egregious folly, as we have today. Let me tell you the honest truth. Nigeria should begin to rethink after this government, because this government has shown incapacity to even recruit the right people and retain them.
How?
In every system, like those of you who use modern cars know that there's what they call brain box. Even you, as a human being, you have brain here. Controlling, no matter how, you are a tall man, look at how long your legs are, but it is controlled here. If this place is not exercising that control, the leg can be shooting somebody while your hand is dipping in hot water. It is the brain that controls you. The government at the center, the president, doesn't have to know everything. but he should have the capacity to recruit the right people. When you watch the thing that you people are asking about the other side of Buhari, somebody, one of the ministers said that people didn't know.
The documentary of the president?
Yes, because it was on a program that I was watching. The president's aide said he was running in one other station. I said, okay, let me have a peep, since sometimes I may be asked to make a comment on it. Luckily, I ran into it when a minister in this government was saying, people thought that he is all saying no, that he listens. Am I going to clap that your president listens? Is he not going to listen and think that when you present an alternative argument, you say, oh, he didn't see it that way? The president was not presented even well in that program because it did not show that enough homework are being done first before policies are hammered out. But since that is not the focus of this discussion, I will not bother going into it more.
But did you watch that documentary?
I watched it.
Did you watch from the beginning to the end of it?
Not beginning to the end.
Why didn't you watch it to the end?
Well, I didn't know about it. It was in the program, the Politics Today, that they said it was running. Then I rushed there to see what was happening. And it fitted into my expectation, so I didn't want to go further.
What was your expectation?
My expectation was that those managing the president were not doing a good job, and they did a worse job of it.
Why?
Both in timing